Superstars. This is Vibe.
We here because of you. That's
Cause
why
me,
we
yeah,
here. Yeah,
yeah,
we here because of you.
I pushed you.
So, okay, you gotta tell the people why you wanted me to watch it though.
So one reason why I wanted you to watch this is because I've been looking for a woman's perspective on all of this. Um, because I feel like this show is a hidden gem, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it was mostly rated by men who gave it like a out of 10, gave it like a 5, and maybe a 4, 5, and 6 out of rating. And I'm like, this show to me is clearly a 9. But I needed to see what women thought about this story to give their
Um,
perspective on it because I do think it could go a lot with what we might see with women in real life and what have you. So it's like, yes, is it a lot of sex in the show? Absolutely.
yes,
Mind
there is.
boggling. I mean, hella
A
sex.
lot, a lot.
But I think this show embodies its title, Sex Life. It's not talking about the sex
Absolutely.
life of a person, it talks about sex and life of a person, and they do it perfectly.
Yeah,
And I
it's a play on
needed a woman's
words.
perspective because I know a lot of men are going to watch this. I wasn't mad. Now, I had my feelings for certain characters based on what happened to them, but I wasn't mad like, oh, this is just a show for women to do men wrong, blah, blah, blah. But when you actually watch it, you start to understand why this shit is going on, even though it's some dumbass shit too, but based on what some of the characters did. But I pushed you to watch this because, man, they wrote the hell out of this, and I needed a woman's perspective, like, desperately.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, let me watch this. And I watched the first episode and I was like, oh, okay. Because you did not prepare me. You just said what you just said now, as far as minus there's a lot of sex part. So imagine my surprise when I'm watching the first episode. I'm like, oh, we just gonna go right into it. All right,
Yeah, just
okay.
right into it.
Right
Episode
on
one.
into it. Episode one, okay. And then we just ride that wave, literally, pun intended, all the way through. I'm saying though, so I get it. Now, were you able to find anybody else? Any other
I
ladies?
watched it. Well, I had watched it with a friend. Like, actually, I watched episode one.
Uh
No, I think I had got probably to episode three, and I told my friend, who's a woman, I was like, "Girl, we need to watch this together." And when we watched it, we were hooked. We were invested. We were having TED talks. Like, we was really just into this shit. Like it was one of them shows that we watched together where we both were like invested to the point where we our conversation was around the show. Like I pulled, so she was the first woman I pulled in on it. Then I came to E Reed and I'm like, ma'am, I need you to watch this. But yeah, I pulled about two people in. I'm trying to get two more, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, we gonna see if we can. Let's see. Oh, did you ask Tammy?
Oh, I did not. I should.
See, you should ask Tammy. You should ask Tammy and ask. Hmm. Cause I'm single. Tammy's married.
Let me tell you, just
Um.
hear me out, and I can't speak too
Mm,
heavy. Um, I talked about the show on my IG story, and
mm,
it got someone that I met on IG to come through and say something to me about the
oh.
show and about what they have going on, and I was like, oh,
Oh.
and
Oh.
yeah, that's all I'm gonna
Like
say.
Like Clutch My Pearls, oh, or like,
Kind of like
oh.
Clutch My Pearls, and like, and then like, oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I ain't gonna say too much.
Okay, well, say
Yeah.
less, cause heard.
Heard. Yeah. All right.
Heard, for real though. Okay, so, all right, what's your perspective first, and then I'm gonna give mine, like overall.
Uh, Overall, I think the message from the show is one a lot of women should entertain when it comes to marriage and how you walk away from things, how things end, how you begin anew. Pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to your feelings about things. Um, Go ahead and communicate first. Go ahead and communicate first because you can really let
Right.
them feelings fester without speaking and talking it out. Now you can talk to your friends about it. They could tell you one thing. They could just deny, tell you don't do nothing, blah blah blah. But you need to talk about this with someone that can really help you understand these feelings and help you find a solution. Um, when it comes to you like reminiscing, um, I hope it will make people really not necessarily not get married, but question when they are ready to get married and to who you want to be
Mm-hmm.
married to. You know, um, and I think this show really gave a very good insight into that because you never know who. Sometimes you might know who the right person is. Sometimes it might be a struggle, but sometimes you might know when to walk away from something. But I don't know. I think they
Mm-hmm.
just did a good job writing all different phases of a woman's life when it comes to, I guess, how she interacts with her partners and relationships. Like, I really feel like it did good on that. What was the second thing you asked me?
Um, I don't think no, I think
I
that was
thought you.
it.
Okay, go.
Like, yeah, yeah. Well, no, then I said I was gonna give mine. I was like, what was
Oh
your
yeah, yeah,
opinion
yeah,
of it
yeah, yeah.
overall? And then I was gonna give mine. Um, I thought it was good storytelling as far as like showing all the like the growing pains and the phases of what it's like to be in a mature adult relationship and being honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because she had to be
Mm-hmm.
honest with herself, even though she didn't want to. It was her natural instinct was just more was louder than her trying to
Let me do
suppress it.
what's right.
Yeah, just let me go with the flow and ignore it. And I think the husband was setting himself up. Cause remember when I was texting you? And I mean the husband like set himself up. Like you already know um what's in the computer. So like
Good Lord.
why are you going back to go look? Like and then to go and follow the dude over there to the gym to watch him in the shower. I was like, you going really far with this though. So I think overall it was good storytelling for all the characters. It was good character development. Um, but yeah, I think it was about like really being honest with yourself. And I think they did a good job like as a metaphor telling the story. And even though it was steamy, I think that's if anything I think it's a smart play. I think it's genius. It's almost like a magic trick. Because while most people might be focused on the sex and miss the
Hmm.
entire point of the show,
Right.
you know what I'm
Because
saying?
literally, she's sitting there because she has a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she's sitting there laying in bed with this baby. Maybe she dozing off, having these flashbacks of this man and all of their sexcapades, and wake up and she's a mother. Soon as she comes out of that fantasy dream, like
Mm-hmm.
we could focus on, oh God, that was hot, but then bam, she's a mother with a child. Now we got to switch our mindset, and it's like
Right.
it did a good job of blending those two together.
It did, because it took you from one emotion to like, wait, should I be feeling like this? Because
Right.
she,
Oh no, a child. Wait, no, wait. But then as the series goes on, it's like you get what they're doing. That's
yeah,
why I was
you
like, this
start to
show
get
really
more
embodies.
comfortable, and then you start getting more enthralled and like, okay, wait a minute, what's gonna happen next? Because once I started watching, I think maybe by the time I got to like the third episode, I was invested. It was a wrap after that. I was just ready to finish it because I thought it was just gonna be like super slow. You know what I mean? And it's a decent pace. It's
Yeah.
almost like it's like reading a book. Do you know what I mean? It's like a reading a book
Hmm.
pace. So I can appreciate that because it has to keep your attention for every single episode. And it did. They had some
Yeah.
good cliffhangers. They were good at cliffhangers. I don't think I could watch a show like that week to week. I was so
You start
serious.
getting
I don't think I
angry at
could
the
do it.
producers and shit. Like, why y'all doing this?
Yeah, I don't think I could do it. Okay, so for y'all who don't know what we're talking about, okay, there's a show on Netflix. It's called Sex Life. Hennessey Papi, RJ, he the one who put me up on Game on it. Okay, it's 2 seasons. It came out in 2021, and the synopsis is a suburban wife and mother takes a fantasy charged trip down memory lane that uh sets her present on a collision course with her wild child past. So she had a like really steamy affair. Well, it wasn't an affair. It was actually it wasn't it was a relationship. It wasn't really an affair
Y- Yeah, she had
or
a relationship.
situationship
What, before the marriage or during the marriage?
before the marriage.
Oh, that was a relationship. They was together real bad.
Yeah, there was. I mean, yeah, cause I guess cause of the way he was treating her though. Like that's why I was like a situationship. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But I know they did get the place together, and then like she had got pregnant and stuff like that. So
like they was for real together. Like, yeah, he had his
yeah,
bad moments where they were like, oh, either we're breaking up or we're on the break or we're just hitting a rough patch. But nah, they was together.
and a lot of that had to do with his issue with his own family, though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
which was interesting when it came to that point where like his step what was his stepdad that came in and talked his shit, said how he acts with people
Uh
and
huh.
how he
Trash
dips
talk to
off,
him.
and it was like a part of me was like, nigga, you just heard this man. Watching that scene, I was like, you just heard this man like read you to be someone that you don't want to be, but then as soon as you get downstairs, you be exactly what the man just said you were, but you don't like this man, but you're gonna be what he said. I was kind of like, bro, just be different. But it's hard when you do got them issues from your father, with your mom, your parents. Like, yeah, but you know how when they say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you can get too grown to where you know when you do something wrong or not. Like, it's so many times you can blame it on your people, but I guess for him, it was really heavy on that. So,
Yeah,
eh.
it was like deep because it spilled over. And that's why I say it goes back to being honest with yourself because he struggled with that until he finally, like, you know, let go of all of that hate that he had for his dad or stepdad or whatnot. And then he had to be honest again when he, like, realized, like, hey, you know what? I can't be married to a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't gonna work. Like he was always running from something. He was always running from something. And yeah, I don't know. He just was all over the place with his emotions and like the way he would like flash on her, like that scene when they were outside and he was just
That nigga,
saying some really nasty stuff. Like I think they had just left his parents' house or something and she wanted to talk to him or whatever and he just like really just formed up on her and left her like he just
and like he left her crying on the sidewalk. Like, to be honest, when they was talking about how bad their breakup was, like that was just like the pre big breakup. That wasn't the one. I thought that was the
Yeah, I thought that was the one. Like,
one. Oh,
not that
that ain't it.
bad.
Yeah, back together after this. This ain't it. So it's something worse than this.
Yeah,
But it was like
right.
he left her with like ugly crying, her heart racing, chest hurt. Want to go
It was like
home.
her soul left her body.
Right.
Cause he said some ugly, ugly stuff.
He talked
Like
some real
really ugly stuff. And I was like,
about her
oh,
family shit. Like he
yeah,
really grilled her.
yeah, that was an ugly scene. I wonder how many takes it took to do that.
Oh, that's good.
I would be surprised at how many takes because you have to be in some really like angry emotion. Because, and
Right.
the ugly cry for me. But wait, you know what was giving hints? Which we haven't even touched on that part yet. So I'm gonna play this message and then we gonna talk about the friend. We're gonna talk about that friend of hers. Project Blue.
Yo, what it do, motherfucking E Reed.
What's up with
You ain't no cop, E Reed. You ain't no cop, E Reed. I got a nickname for you, E Reed, because I'm calling you Blanket from now on because your
Blanket?
voice is like a blanket. It's like a blanket. It made me want to go sleep, and not in a bad way. It's like adult nap time, and I say adult nap time because kids don't be wanting to take no fucking naps, but adults, you don't nap by mistake normally. So like, so soothing. What it do, RJ? AKA Hennessey Papi, Hennessey Papi Chulo. What it do, my guy?
What's
I'm
up,
just
big
dropping in saying
dog?
what's up, y'all. I ain't one night. I'm about to go listen to some Anita Baker and go get a motherfucking smoothie or something. Hope y'all having a good day. Shout out to everybody in the motherfucking basement. What's good?
Shout
What's
out to
up?
Project Blue. He said he gonna call me Blanket.
You could just curl up in her voice and just be,
You tried it, Andre Hennessy Thousand.
you know. Oh, I just want to let. Yeah.
Sherlock.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Shout out to the Sister Soul of Melon and Seduction. Shout out to the brother right here, Hennessy P. What's going on with y'all? Shout out to the comment section as well. Mountain Mom, Project Pook. Who else up in this thing? Queen Donna. Tell her what's going on with y'all. Shoe Rock.
What up, Sherlock?
Shoe
What
rock.
up? What's going on, Mountain Mama Donna? What up, Bunny J
Hey
and
y'all.
Poop? What's up, y'all? Thanks for pulling up. We talking about that show on Netflix, Sex Life. It's 2 seasons. Um, I just looked up to see if there was going to be a season 3, and a lot of the articles are saying that it got canceled.
Listen, I don't honestly. I don't
I
want
need
to see.
somebody to pick it up.
I don't want season three. If they come back for season three, I'm gonna snatch Billy by the head. Why is there a season three? Why the fuck do we need a season three of this? You got him. Y'all happy and shit.
No, they
Why?
could start with a whole new story. It could be like an anthology book, like American Horror Story. They could start with a whole new couple, whole new situation.
Oh, fine. I just don't
I'm
want it to
just
be.
saying.
I
Yeah,
don't want
come
it to
on, give me
because
that one.
if it's them, I'ma yell at them. I promise you. Why do
No, no,
y'all
no,
got a
no.
problem?
Nope, it's not them. What now? The way they could segue it is maybe they're like friends of theirs from like college or something. Or like a couple that we didn't see them with, but they used to hang out with them when they used to be in their party days or something like that. They could
I
segue it that
hope.
way,
I hope.
and then we follow somebody else. Whole new storyline.
Okay. I hope. I'm telling you, Reed. If it's them, I'm gonna be mad, but I'm gonna go with what you saying. I like that.
Well, that's even if somebody decide to pick it up though, because I think that would be. That would be a great idea. And then they could focus on like a different theme. So like these 2 seasons was focused on honesty in all angles. Then they could focus on something else. I don't know. I'm up here trying to rewrite something or write something that ain't even gonna happen. All right, well, hold on. I'm gonna play this message.
Hey, shout out to y'all on the panel. This rocking a good time. I took it for granted. So y'all talking about a show titled Sex Life. I thought y'all was, just talking about some shit. I was finna say, talk about how I give my woman that Anunnaki long.
Let me write that down. I can't. Yeah. All right.
Ah, yeah, nah. That's another show. That's another I don't know that show. I'm pretty sure it exists somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be on Netflix though.
It'll be on the website though.
Might
Right.
have more than one X at the end is the first word.
But hey, yeah,
Yeah.
the storyline.
Um. So the best friends. She was the one that gave it away for me as far as like the breakup was bigger than what it was. Cause she kept being so heavy about trying to convince old girl to not get with him while you up here banging him though. Like,
But
huh?
a part of me wanted to say, do you think she's trifling? Do you think that was trifling?
Yes.
Oh wow.
That that goes against girl code.
But she'd been done with him at that time for 7, 8 years.
But she was there during the entire relationship. She knew how ugly everything got. She was right there holding her best friend's hand, and then you turn around and you go have sex with your baby daddy of a baby you didn't have because you lost it.
Now she kept it. Okay, okay. So I understand. Put a line through that nigga. He's no go. Fuck you. I yeah. Okay. But I
I'm just
understood
saying,
why
think
she
about
felt
that.
like I liked her honesty with it though. I liked how she said, "Yeah, listen,
Yes,
he's a good fuck. Yeah, I thought y'all was
yes.
done. You hadn't really spoken to him in years, and when we did
She
fuck,
got
it just
technical.
happened.
I mean, she pulled the technical card, so she was technically correct. Yes,
You know,
she pulled the technical card, so she wasn't wrong.
and I don't think
Technically,
it was enough for
morally,
how open
yes.
and honest they were. I don't think it was enough for them to not be friends. Now, if she had started dating the nigga, that would have been different. That
I
would have
mean, okay, hold on, wait.
been.
So if she dated him, that would have been wrong, but just banging him, that ain't wrong.
Yeah, because there's no emotions attached, and you not. And then she wasn't even flaunting the dude around. Like she didn't even come and say, "Oh, I've been fucking your ex," you know, because she knew the trigger to that. I mean, it's just
She was trying to be sneaky, not no trigger.
does she know how bad he was to her? Why would she just say, "Hey, I'm fucking him," just for her to? I mean, clearly you saw how she acted when she found out.
Okay, we need to put a poll. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm just playing.
No, no, no. I was gonna roll with it. And maybe
Cause
that might be a man thing. Maybe that might be a man thing. Like I don't know.
no, cause I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, it's not unheard of for women to do it. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. I
Mm.
just, and I'm not even coming. I'm just looking at it from, regardless if it was a man or a woman. It's just that that is your best friend. You saw your best friend go through a horrible experience with this person, and then you turn around and you bang this person
She
on the
listened to her
regular.
body, and that might go with her character too. Because for up until we learn more about her, we understand her to be very out there, to be very like.
Oh yeah, she was loose as a goose. Yeah, she was a hoe.
Right. So
But I mean, but still, that's your best friend though. I don't know, man. I just think there got to be a line somewhere.
you would
There's
think
got to
she is
be, there got
dead.
to be a line somewhere, man.
I mean, think about it. She thinks this shit is dead. She meets this other guy. She don't just date this guy. She marry him, have kids with him. She thinking she's so deep in the trenches with this dude that it don't even matter if she fuck him. Like, think about that. She's
It's
married
not
for
about,
8 years to this man. You
yeah,
think
but
he's
see, I'm not
stupid?
looking at it from that. I'm not looking at it from the perspective of like, I get what you saying now. It, I'm not, I get that part.
But just
But
pure
what
friendship
about,
aspect.
but what about the part where you know how horrible of a dude he was? How about that? So he's already, you just know he's a
So
bad guy. I can see if it was a slip up, like, okay, they had a drunken night. They didn't have a drunken night. They had a many a nights. It was a many a moons that
yeah,
they were doing something.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
So can I give it to you like this? Then it's
hmm,
like, okay,
I need you to
she
help me make it make sense.
she basically, okay, because you right, you was like, you saw how he did her dirty. Um, damn, it was in my head. I had something set up to say. Shit.
Well,
Saw
hold
how
on.
he did her dirty.
You want me to play this message?
Yeah, let me think. Go ahead.
Okay. Jones boy.
Nigga.
Nigga.
What's up, E-Rig?
What
His
do?
Poppy was cracking. I just went in
But
these motherfuckers' room, man. I think they having a mute contest. Who
What?
could be on that shit the longest, man? Weird as fuck. Anyway, just walking
Ah,
around on the
you
streets. Oh my
contest.
god, sex life. That the wet sign up there? Oh my god.
It's a show on Netflix called Sex Life. That's what we talking about.
mm-hmm.
It's a lot of sex too. It's a
That's
lot of sex. It's a lot of sex.
a
It's
lot.
a you remember your point?
Absolutely not. But when it comes back
Dang
to
it.
me,
Okay.
because it was just an angle
Oh,
on, it was just a perspective on like how what she did was kind of like
understandable.
at least understandable. Because if it did, but I don't even think that should have caused a breakup with their friendship. Like to
No, I don't think so. They've been through too much together.
right.
It was just the sneakiness about it. You know what I mean? Especially because I could see if, the first time and then she went ahead and told her. But it was a many a times and she found out and that's why it was said. You see what I'm saying? Like if she never would have, if old girl never would have found out, she probably never would have said anything.
Right.
So, yeah, it's that part. It's like a betrayal on top of a betrayal and then you gonna get with my betrayal.
I can't argue that. I can't argue that. And it's not even that I want
But
to.
I
It's like,
get it though.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like she like to fuck. She do her thing. This
Yeah,
dude come around.
yeah.
It's something that happened, and she said, "Well, shit, I'm just gonna keep this going just because." Like,
And I think that's why her friend accepted it that way, because her friend was probably like, well, I can't really judge you because look what I'm doing. And I get it. I get why you would want to keep,
and
sitting
it's
on
not
top
that
of it and
she get
riding
it
the
in the point
surfboard.
of, "Oh, well, you're a free sexual woman, so I get why."
Yeah,
No. She really understand why she want to keep fucking it to a T.
yeah, she get it. She
To a T.
get it.
Yeah.
I mean, she sat on it on a regular, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She was a frequent flyer or a rider. Either
Well, I
way,
could
she
say
was
that it
frequent.
was overseas when they first did it, so you could say a frequent flyer.
Okay, that
'Cause
worked.
remember they met
My
in
high club.
it was in Paris.
That's right.
Hmm.
That's right. Well, okay then. All right, well, hold on. I'm gonna play this message. What up,
What's
Smokey?
going on, E-Read? What's going on, Hennessey Papi? How's everybody doing today? E-Read, have you
Yes,
seen
sir.
Black Swan on Hulu?
Hold on, let me look.
It's in your list, ain't it?
Um, I don't know. It could be. I put a lot of stuff on my list. A lot. I be looking at trailers like, oh, that look good. Let me put this on my list.
It's literally something sitting in my list from like years ago that I was like, I'm interested.
Oh, Smokey, are you talking about the movie with Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis? The movie, it came out in 2010. If that is the movie you are speaking of, yes, I have seen it. It's a good piece of work. It's very poetic. Like, you gotta be kind of like into that kind of weird, dark art. It's
Mm.
definitely that. Um, but yeah, I get it. She's free spirited and she's community property and her friend gets it.
And
Cause
she,
they used to
and
get down. Cause
she,
remember when they showed the flashback when they was in college and they went to the club and one had one in one room and one had the other in the other room.
they switched.
And then switched, yeah.
Like they was wild. Like this is what I mean by it's like
Young, wild, and free.
this is what I mean by like be mindful of when you do get married because when I mean first of all, well here's the thing. She met this man, Billy met that man, and everything clicked so well. So I don't even think it's a story of her being very promiscuous with one person or with multiple
Mm-hmm.
people. It was her and one person when she met this man. So I do believe it is a story about getting exactly what you want. And
Mm.
when you, because she hit that with him, she hit that. She really found
Yeah.
the person that she wanted. She was, at least outside of the bad shit, she was being loved like she wanted. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything was lining up for it to be the perfect relationship and the perfect marriage for her. But, bullshit, and then she's hurt and she just can't sit and hurt. She's got to walk away from it or get away from it. So it's like, I can't even say it's a story of her being really wild and free because she was. But then within her wild and freeness, she found somebody that matched that energy 24/7 where she didn't need to meet multiple people. So
Mm-hmm.
she had her moment where she was out there doing her thing. But once she ran into that one guy, that was it.
It sure was. It was a wrap. It
I'm
was a
about night
wrap.
one. Night one.
Oh no, man. This show was a wild ride, y'all.
So
It was a wild ride.
did you like how cause she was becoming a teacher, she was a teacher. Um and her philosophy on monogamy naturally came into contact with someone's philosophy on what poly maybe or having multiple partners
Mm-hmm.
with other dude.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably I don't know how to word it. It was very good for them to like include that conversation in there because
Mm-hmm.
it got to the point where you would think, what if they get to that point? Because Cooper loves you properly, and oh, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
Uh, Cooper loves you properly, but
Mm-hmm.
Brad fucks you properly. So
Yeah, don't he though?
don't he though? So it's like, okay, now let's. If you want this type of relationship, put it together. You know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, it would have been too easy for them to go to that. I don't mind them not doing it, but if that
It would
were
have,
the case,
yeah, it
yeah.
would have been. Yeah, it would have been it'd have been like it wouldn't have been it'd been anticlimactic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It'd
it
have
would
been
have
like
been
an
an
easy
easy
way
cop
out.
out. Right.
You know, it definitely would have been an easy way out. And then it would have been like, okay, we went through all of that for y'all to just agree to go ahead and be together anyway. Like,
Exactly.
really? That's, mm-mm. I don't like that. That you got me on an emotional roller coaster, and then by all of that, I'm supposed to be, oh, that was it?
This where we're at. This it. This is
This
it.
it? Oh no, Smokey.
It's a very intense movie. We had to pause a
Yes,
couple of times because it was just so intense, mainly for
yes.
Mrs. Smokey. But it was kind of intense. I don't know. At first, it seemed kind of wobbly. Camera stuff wasn't all that great, but I think maybe that was just kind of the way the movie was supposed to be. But I don't know. It was surprising, and I guess a good movie. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a dark spin. It is, yeah, it's a dark psychology movie for sure. It is heavy. So, uh I guess anybody who has not seen it and plans on watching Black Swan movie, trigger warning, I guess I should say.
Trigger
Um
warning.
mm-hmm. Trigger warning for real. But yeah, I think it would have been just I agree with you, it would have been way too easy for the cop out
It would have
for
been way too easy.
her for her to be with Brad and have Cooper. It just nah.
So
No, no,
can
no.
let me ask you this because I feel like this.
Mhm.
I know how they wrote the show for us to look at Billy and to maybe or possibly look at her as like the victim in this, maybe. But Cooper was the
Mm.
victim. Cooper was the victim.
I agree. I agree. I think Cooper was the victim. He got the short end of the stick.
Now,
Pun
mind you,
intended.
oh man, that hurt his. It's not even that hurt his heart. That hurt his soul when he went in that
That
shower
hurt
and saw
his
that
soul.
dude. Like I'm already losing the battle to you mentally with her writing about you. And on
Oh
top of
my
that, I
God.
literally see why I'm losing the battle. Like, yeah, like that killed his soul.
It was like, so and it was the build up to the moment where he decided to go into the bathroom because they were working out at the gym. He's already eyeballing him at the gym. So then when Brad goes into the showers and you see him standing there in front of the towel rack, and then he decides and he's just like, screw it, I'm gonna go. And he go up in there, it's like, oh. And then the fact that they kept going, because a lot of shows, what they'll do is they'll have the scene go that far where he's in the shower, but they'll stop and they'll go to something else. Like now they're out the shower, or they go to another scene, but and leave it open to the imagination of
Right.
whatever happened. You feel me? But the fact that they followed all the way through with that, I appreciated that moment.
Of course you
I
did.
appreciated
Of
that.
course you did.
I mean,
But I
it's
was
about
surprised.
time.
I was like, you know what?
It's about time we get a looky loo. I'm just saying, y'all get
You
looky
know
loos all
something?
the
Throughout
time.
this whole show, it's three things that were constant that I was like, so women really like this. Like women really like this real bad. Those shots, those type of shots, ass shots. I want y'all to understand. Y'all think y'all seen a lot of women's asses in certain shows. If you like male backside, watch this show because it's a lot of shots like that. And I'm like, at one point, I was like, okay, I was fine with
Oh,
this for certain episodes, but then it was like, bro,
what?
every two episodes, male backside and hands because Brad used his hands a lot with her
A
sex. I was
lot.
like, yo. I
A
was like, yeah,
lot.
a lot. And that's how I knew. I was like, this has to be written by one, because ain't no way a man wrote this shit.
Oh, dang, what was I finna ask you? Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. Okay, have you seen Bridgerton yet? Any episodes of Bridgerton?
I started Bridgerton, but I haven't finished it. Probably like two or three
Have you
episodes.
ever seen one of the steamy sex scenes?
I think so. One of the dudes that be fucking, but he not really supposed to be.
So, because I was gonna do a comparison with that, like the sex scenes and how steamy they are on Bridgerton, just times that by like 5 for a sex life.
You think Sex Life is more than that, or Bridgerton is more than that?
No, but sex life is way more because there's way more sex scenes, um, and there's more visuals for everyone to enjoy.
For everyone to, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
No matter what body part you like
And you
looking
know
at.
something? Oh God, Jesus. I have this gripe
Pick
with
one.
I have this gripe with Hollywood
Lean that
movies or
thing
stuff
low,
like
do the
that
wobble to the floor. What?
where, oh my God, just, you know what, you can be in the gutter for this. That's fine. I'm not gonna penalize you. I'm not even mad. Listen, I can be
I've
attracted
been
to the.
good. I've been good this whole time, mostly.
You
I
actually
mean,
been good this whole time, but because you spoke on the shower scene before and you didn't even hang on that long. See what I did there?
I didn't want to keep dangling around the subject matter.
Oh man, you thought you could really sit on this particular topic, huh?
I mean, we could, finger around a little more on what
Wow,
topics we want to go with
you
them.
really want to get to the bottom of
Though,
this, huh?
you know, whatever floats your boat.
Wow. Okay. My friend asked because we watched P Valley together. She was like, I think we both was like, "Is it a prosthetic?" But I was like, "Ain't no way that's a prosthetic." And if it
Nah,
is,
that
it's a good one.
no.
And I told her, I was like, "Yo, they found the right
Whew.
actor. They found the right
And
actor."
did. And did.
Because we was like, we watched P Valley and we seen them use. We saw that fake ass prosthetic peen in one of them shots. I think it was who was it? Obama, the dude that ran for mayor.
Mm.
The dude that ran for mayor.
Oh.
When
You
him and
go.
yeah, they called him Obama in the show. That's the only way I remember his name. Called that nigga Obama. That's all the reason I say his name. But I was like, yeah, that was definitely fake. But I was like, this here. I was like, oh,
Ooh, wait.
okay. But the one thing I don't like with certain movies, it's like I don't always get the body types I particularly want. You know, not just with this show, but with like movie stuff. I hate how they kind of pick the
That's
actresses sometimes based on body type.
you like thickums. You like
I
thickums.
want curves. Like you ain't even got to be plus size. Like I want more curves. I want more roundness and poke action with the yams. But it wasn't a lot of that. However, I appreciate the realness of her body though. I really did.
Yeah, yeah, the authenticity. Yeah, she kept it 100. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, okay,
Like it
I'm here
wasn't
for that.
even in a
Oh,
huge
both of them
sexual
though.
way.
Both
Both
of
of them,
them.
her and Cooper.
Yeah, her and no, her and Sasha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See,
Billy and Sasha. Yeah,
like I appreciated how like it wasn't. And I'm not saying, listen, I do get there are some bodies they could put on screen and be like, oh, these are just these perfect bodies. But when I say realness, it's not because like, oh, people add fake stuff. It's like these are bodies you might run into every day.
yeah,
So I really was like, okay, you didn't just get some model built ass woman that you're not gonna see every other day. or every day. You got someone that there's really a woman walking around Publix or Walmart right now with them same type of nipples, like for real. So I was like, I gave that an applause. It might not have been my number one preference, but I still gave it an applause for them picking this person and saying, just be you in your body and be comfortable when we shoot these scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was
Oh,
perfect.
what did you think of Mahid?
Um, he
How'd you
was
feel about him?
he was all right. He Wait, in one context, do you mean like?
Like, what did you think of him as a character, and then how did you feel about him as far as his role in Billy's life and how he played it out?
Um,
Because he had to be honest with himself too, and her.
yeah, he. I think he was a good like in between Brad and Cooper. As far as like giving her that taste of being a little free as an adult, because it was kind of like they both really need to be honest about where they were and what they wanted. Um, so I think that actually helped Billy to start being like really open and honest about things she desires and wants as far as like what she wants to do. And with him, it was different. He probably never been with someone like that to where he had to review, not review, but really look at himself and say,
Mm-hmm.
what about me am I willing to accept when it comes to a partner? Because he just went in head first and like, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about that. I like you. But then as it
Sure
went on,
did.
you started giving a fuck and you was mad at yourself. You was kind of questioning yourself for giving a fuck, but then you were forced to be honest. And I think it was good seeing development for him. He wasn't just there to be eye candy like he could have been, but
Mm-hmm.
he actually really became part of the series. He wasn't just there. So,
Right. He wasn't a fly by night.
right, he was
Mm-hmm.
just, oh, he's here for a couple of bam, gone. No, like he has a full character. Um, I think he was a good introduction to the show. I think he was actually pretty nice for Billy to make her transition out of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think his story was kind of interesting too, because
His
listen,
backstory.
his backstory, because it's like, listen, you know, when you got to do what you got to do for your business, I'm all for it. And he did what he had to do with one of them investors,
Mm.
you know,
He had to keep the cash flowing. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Make
Had
her
to keep the
happy
cash flowing.
and you happy. But yeah, I think their whole interaction was pretty much based on like, not, can I call it doing what you want? Or can I call it like being honest about what you really need?
Why can't it be both?
It could be both, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I like both.
I could just, I look at it and I'm like, you know what? They they built each other to go to different heights of how to interact with people.
Mm-hmm.
I can put
Mm-hmm. That part.
I just
I felt the same way. I felt the same way. I did. Cause I was just like it, they were right for each other for exactly what they needed from each other at that time. You know what I mean? And
hmm
it was supposed to be one of those situations where it was seasonal and not long term, because I didn't see that being long term at all, especially when it came to how he had to make certain decisions, and then the whole debacle with her kid. Yeah, no, that right there, that I was so scared, because I was like, oh, please don't let them write where something happened to the baby. Please do not
Oh,
let them write that. That would have been horrible.
so
Absolutely horrible.
one of the MVPs of this show really is the kid. Like the child was like, he's good, good actor, good little child
Good.
actor.
He did do that.
Yeah,
Little boy was
he
like,
went
what, two, three? No, three. Three, four?
probably, yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah. He said, deuces, I'm finna go.
It's like I felt so bad in that moment. I was like, bro, just call it off, call it off, call it off. You know, like I get you got a business to run, and again, that's where he had to really look at himself. Like, bro, this is a lot. And then you have to interact with him too, and it's like with Cooper
Mm-hmm.
as well. So it's like, be honest about what you want to deal with. I get it. There are a lot of men who are willing to look past, like, oh, she's a baby mama. She got children. She got another man, or not another man, but that man is still here. It's like some men are so quick to be like, I accept that, which I don't have a. I'm not saying it's a problem, but don't say you accept something, but you still got second thoughts, like eating at you in the back of the head just because you really want to deal and fuck with this person. Like.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been horrible. It had a really big scare with their child like dipping off, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't worse. And I'm glad he was able to just understand, like, man, maybe this
This ain't
this
for me.
yeah.
I'm glad he came to terms with that. And I think he had always felt that anyway, somewhere deep down inside. Because there were moments in certain scenes where you could see the look on his face, and
Yeah,
it was looks of doubt. It was looks of doubt, like he
really want to be here.
wanted he yeah, like he right, like he didn't want to be there, or that's not that's not a part of his world. You know what I mean? Like he just
Hmm.
wanted her, and he it was almost like, I want you. I understand you have a kid, but I want you.
Yeah,
So,
but she's a
you
package.
know, and but she's a package deal. So it was almost like he was trying to like form himself into fitting into this lifestyle that he ain't even built for. He's just not built for it.
Because there were times where he kind of like, not in a malicious way, but maybe in like a, again, he giving into what he really wants. Because there were times where he was like, I mean, you could just stay in the city. You don't have to go back and be with your children this time. I feel like he said some stuff like, and
Right.
I'm like,
Like you don't gotta be responsible with your kids. You know, they
do
got
you
a
hear what
daddy.
you're saying? Hear what you're saying?
What?
Like, really, this is what you're
Man,
saying right now. You kind of telling her not to be a mother. That is non-negotiable. She is going to be a mother.
right. And then why would you want to be with I, and then that's where the disconnect of logic for me comes from, for someone who would even have the audacity to even recommend that, because why would you want to be with someone to convince them to not be responsible as a parent? Like, wouldn't you ultimately want them to be a parent to your kids, which is why you're dating them?
At some
You
point in
see
time,
what I'm saying?
you're gonna have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have to just, if you want to go the distance with this person, you need to be not by like being pushed to it. Like, you're gonna have to kind of buy into the idea that you're gonna be a stepdad, and you got to
Right,
start
automatically,
yourself from that if you want
off
to deal
top.
with this person. Because again, package deal, they come with children, so it's like you need to prepare. Even if the other man in the life, at some point in time, y'all gonna be over y'all house, and them kids gonna be there. You got to be
Mm-hmm.
prepared to be like, well, I'm with you, which means I'm with them. So it's like, and there was time he wasn't that good with them kids. He
He
really
was
was.
terrible.
He
He
was
was
terrible.
terrible with them
Not
kids.
He was not ready for no children. That's another thing.
He was
He wasn't ready
not.
for no children. He didn't mind Billy when it came to just being her and them going around fucking and dating. But when them kids came involved, that was uncharted territory that he didn't want to even get in the boat. He's not ready to get in the boat. Go there.
You know what? It's funny how you just said boat, because I was sitting up here thinking uh he was almost like he was looking at the kids. It's like it was an anchor that he didn't want to be stuck to.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just didn't.
And it wasn't
But to
never
save face. And it
it wasn't
wasn't
never
bad. Like he
bad
wasn't
though.
mean.
Right.
Yeah, it was. I think he was just uncomfortable, and he didn't know how to articulate him being uncomfortable in the situation. So instead of saying something, I'm just gonna go with the flow. But then when it, whatever, no, just like whatever you do in the dark, whatever you're thinking is eventually going to come out, or whatever you really feel is going to come out. And it happened in that moment when he was being irresponsible with the kid at the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he could have at least contacted someone and said, "Hey, I got called in to work." Da 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 da. You know what I mean? But he didn't
Exactly.
do any of that. And then you're didn't even if you don't have kids, okay? You don't have kids. You're not a parent. You never babysat. You know any of that.
Yeah.
You don't have no kids experience, right? Where is the logic, just in general, of being at a busy restaurant and placing a kid under 5 years old in the kitchen?
He wasn't even in the kitchen. It was like what was he? He was sitting at the
He
bar
was,
at one of the bars
oh
that
yeah,
that
he was
give
sitting
them
at the
ice
bar and then
cream.
he walked into the
And he
kitchen.
wandered
That's right.
off. It's like
Mm-hmm.
even then, it's like no, like kids wander. Of course, he wandered off. I'm still like, this is bad. Even though he was sitting at the counter, I'm still like, this is bad. He shouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm. And besides, you can't even have children under the age of 18 sitting in the bar anyway, especially sitting at the bar. So there's
Right.
that. Whether it's your restaurant or not, you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Lose your ABC license. Just saying. But that's
So
neither here nor there. At least the baby was
yeah,
safe.
but I did like the interaction outside of the bullshit between them, which it wasn't horrible BS, but it was like, man, maybe y'all just don't work, you know.
Yeah.
And it's because he's not ready for this, and she ain't really fully. She would not ever be over the other man. Um,
Nah, Brad ain't ever getting out of her system. Brad is in there. That is
like
her soul tie. That
like,
is that
eh,
is a soul tie right there.
you
That's
know
a
what?
soul
Here's
ghost.
something that I was really mad at with
Huh.
during parts of this show. So she sees him with her friend at the apartment, goes home, you know. She's trying to
Yeah.
let it go. She's, whatever. So
Hmm.
I'm not mad. Well, I could be mad at this too. I get some people keep their phone number for a long time, you know. Well, no, I ain't gonna get mad at that. Okay, so you
Okay.
never change your number. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the fact that he called her. It's the
Mm.
fact that that nigga number is still saved in your phone. I was so mad when he called her that night. And I was like, you stayed on that phone for
Oh.
more than a second. Every second after
Oh.
one, I was mad. Why are you entertaining him? Why are you talking to him? You're married, right? You don't have nothing to do. Why are you still here? Why are you still talking?
Oh.
Why is he asking you a question and why are you giving him answers?
Why
I
are you
so
giving him answers?
I was so heated. I was like, you might as well fuck him.
You might as
You've been
well.
here typing all these stories about him missing
You
him.
playing with fire. You already
You
playing
are
with the
willingly.
matches. You might as well just light the match and let it burn. Just what you
It's
did,
like
but
you want
you should
to
have
hear a
just did it
reason
faster.
for you to do it. You're trying to listen for a reason for you to do it.
Yep. It was. I just thought that was so. Excuse me. I don't know if that was like toxic because he wanted to like
Oh, that nigga was
frustrate her.
toxic. That shit was definitely
Well, he
toxicity.
was. I mean, well, he was definitely toxic, no doubt about that. But I mean, like, just in doing that, because this is where I got confused at. What I got confused because I wasn't sure if he was doing that to be toxic to, like, you know, um, irritate her, or be like a na thing. I'm
Right.
fucking your best friend, or if it was, um,
He
I
genuinely.
know, or like it was a fetish or a kink or something like that. Like, she wants to hear it. You see what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like, he knows that this is something that she likes based on their past experiences. So he knows that this is what I know. We can't do nothing physically, but you can hear me getting physically with someone who's close to you, and you can hear it and fantasize that you were hurt.
he didn't
Does that
just.
make sense? Does-
It makes sense.
okay, all right, because it made sense in my head, and felt like I was just rambling for a minute.
You
But yeah,
think, man, what if he
um,
trying to? Yeah, I can see that.
so that's where I got confused at. Like, I didn't, until she got mad. Until she got mad, and then, you know, got at her girl and was like, "Hey, okay." Then I was like, "Okay, well, maybe she is really pissed off. Maybe she did not. That is not something she
'Cause
wanted."
she tried not to like that thing, man. Like she tried to not want him. She tried not to be upset at her friend. She tried not to give in to what she wanted to give into. Like she really tried her hardest, and I get it. Yeah, when you get on the path where you feel like you're doing good, and something
Mm-hmm.
that makes it seem like, damn, I'm finna do something wrong. I shouldn't do this. But then
Yeah.
conversations that was bringing up about how women should be free to make their own choices to do the things they want. But then she's tied into something so deeply. It's like I was kind of like, girl, maybe you really need. And I wasn't telling her like drop Cooper cold turkey, but you need to figure some shit out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you really do need to talk to Cooper. You know,
Mm-hmm.
which I think it was a mistake. I think it was a mistake for her not to tell Cooper about Brad when they first met.
Absolutely, it was a mistake. But here's something I want to ask you.
Hmm.
Do you think, like, do you think it was Brad and everything that they and the sexual and passion connection they had that kept her tied to him? Or could that have been anybody, and just based on her sexual appetite, that could have been anybody's position and she still would have felt that way?
I think it was more just directed with her and Brad, like her and Brad and their sexual energy. You can sprinkle in the
Okay.
love they did have for each other and how it is, how it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely more her and Brad and the sexual energy that was like keeping her tied, like because she had other people, but they didn't hit like him. So I don't think anybody else. If it was anybody else, they probably wouldn't have been Brad, and it wouldn't have hit the same, and she would have been all right with Cooper. Or
Now
if it was
that would have been a
anybody else,
juicy story. That would have been a juicy spin if she would have met somebody that was maybe even better than Brad, to challenge her even more, to see what she would do.
oh,
Like,
it,
after she breaks up with Mahid, then she runs into the other guy, the new guy
mm,
that's better than Brad, treats her better than Cooper. You know what I mean? And is
yeah,
a wonderful father.
I can see, yeah,
That would be good. That would be kind of juicy though, because she would have to
that
try to
might,
juggle all of that.
that would fall under me being mad at her because like you done literally almost burned the whole. And I'm not saying she did it in the show, but metaphorically, it's like you done burned the whole house down to end up back with this man. I don't want to see you fuck that up. I don't want you to cheat. If Brad do what he do, I'm just gonna look at you like, well, Yeah. If he cheat or
You
whatever,
knew
I'm
what you got.
like, well, hey, fight through it. Talk about it. You left a whole marriage over this man. You might as well let's
Fight
go to
through
counseling. Let's talk. Let's work this out.
it.
Cause I'm not going anywhere. Like we in this. I don't care who he fuck or how he fuck her. If he fuck somebody else, y'all better not get a damn divorce. You done put Cooper through the fucking ringer already. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be so mad at Billy. I'm just mad.
I'm stuck on the fight through it. Like, you better fight.
Wait, what?
I'm stuck on the fight through it. Like, you better pull through. You better do
Pull
something.
through. You better pull through. You already went through. You done went through 7 levels of hell and 5 different types of high waters to be with this man. You better fight. You better fight. You better swing, son. Throw a punch. And if I'm Cooper, oh God, I couldn't be Cooper. If I find out she going through hell, I'm gonna look at her like, well, you there? That's where you wanted to be. Oh wait. So Cooper was interesting. I was very happy to see him kind of deal with the Asian lady. I can't remember her name because she was craving him. Like, okay, so
Oh, you talking about Francesca.
Francesca, yeah, that's her name. So I was like, okay,
You oh, Francesca was but you know what? I'm surprised Francesca was even upset given the fact that you was already going after a married man before he was even divorced. So the same way you got him is the same way you lose him.
and I'm like, okay,
That's that's how it go, ain't it?
Cooper,
For some people.
you should have talked and probably did a little. This is my whole thing throughout this show was talk. Now one of y'all talked to each other before it got bad. So it's like
None of them.
you're having these fantasies about how your ex used to fuck you. So
Mm-hmm.
you have a way you want to be pleased. Okay. So I know it can be hard because you never know what type of person you're dealing with, what type of man you're dealing with, where you can tell I like to be done like this, I like to be fucked like this, or made love to like that. So it's difficult sometimes because you don't know. So it's not always going to be easy. But I'd rather have that conversation and you tell me what you want, or I'd rather tell somebody
Mm-hmm.
I want rather than not talk about it and secretly want something. However, Cooper, you weren't doing certain things. You know, you was ignoring. Like, remember when they was fucking and he was trying to watch the game? It was like, okay, bro, come on. Like, I get she might have her fantasies. She ain't telling you about, but at the same time, you not even trying.
Oh man, you not even trying.
Like, yeah,
Wait. Hold, I got okay, wait. This is what I need to know. I need to know why and this show came out when? Okay, hold on. The show came out in 2021.
mm-hmm,
So, I'm trying to figure out how in 2021 you have a laptop, you are writing your most intimate darkest darkest your most intimate
it how you want.
darkest nastiest, freakiest memories of what you did with Brad. All your sexcapades that you did with Brad and what they made you feel and how they still make you feel and all of this and what you ain't getting from your husband and da 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 da. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that not in a locked folder?
Thank you, Erie.
Why
Thank
every
you.
time your laptop is one, easy to find. Okay, that's fine. Shouldn't have to hide your laptop, right? Shouldn't have to do
Yeah,
that. However, your diary is your diary. Your journal is your journal. Now, when I was coming up, that was private.
yeah,
It used to come with a book with a little lock and a
yeah,
key.
yeah.
That's what I remember. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to understand why. Every single time he got to her laptop, and even when she would open her laptop, why is your journal the first thing that pop up? Like it's a screensaver.
Like it's a fucking screensaver. And you just tap on it and start writing again. Like, girl, like I was
And
mad. I was like,
you know he's gonna read it. He already
you
read
think
it the
he not?
first time. You
And
think he not gonna
even
look for
before
it
he read
again?
it the first time, you was really comfortable with typing all
Mm-mm.
that out and closing it. Now, mind you, based on how they told the story, she had recently just started.
Mm-hmm.
Probably within like
Excuse me.
up until
Allegedly.
the first episode, probably like the last 3-4 months, maybe. You know, where she had just started.
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't thinking, but at the same time, based on the content you was writing down from your life, you should have known from the moment you wrote that first one talking about, oh, Brad used to put me over the balcony. Okay, watch that, cause your husband name ain't Brad, so of course this
That
nigga
time
gonna
Brad slammed me up against the wall at the club above the stairs and
uh,
fingered me
when
at the top of the
when we
stairs.
did it next to the train tracks. And I'm like, why is this not locked? What the fuck? Like, why isn't it locked?
Bruh, I don't know. It just didn't make
How
any
it
sense.
makes
It
sense?
did not. It
Oh,
just,
hold on.
that was, if there was anything that made me just turn my head to the left and the right every single time it happened, like, what? Why is it unlocked?
So
Like,
look,
it shouldn't be this easy
I got a
to get
question.
yourself stirred up to find out what you already know. Because he's gonna be curious anyway. At least make him work for it.
Let him find.
Like,
So at
let him
least you got
find
some
it.
ammo. So when he do find it, like, damn, you was really. You know what I mean? You ain't really got ammo. But maybe you do because you're like, damn, did you really dig through my laptop to find this?
Right, because, okay, look, like, what if, see, okay, we gonna play the what if game. What if, you know, she needed to write all that out for her to then present it to him so then she could be fulfilled.
Presented to
But
Cooper.
he took, no, yeah, send it to Cooper. Talk to Cooper about it. Like, hey, I wrote this out. I know you've been wondering what I've been typing. Da da da. Da.
Not that.
So,
Not that.
why do who?
Not
Oh,
that.
not that.
If you writing something about how you felt about someone back in the day, and you wanted to write all these feelings out and then present it to me, fine. I can hear you out on feelings. Maybe Cooper would have heard her out about that. You're writing out a whole Zane book, and you want to present that to
Touche.
your husband? No, absolutely not.
Touche.
I don't
Yeah.
care
Yeah.
how you and this man was fucking like we ain't. I don't want to hear that. Not in that realm. It not in that realm. Again, you could have came to me and said, you could have said in so many words, I want more excitement with our sex life. You could have even went as far as saying, I used to have an exciting sex life. Me and you just have not had that. And I would like to try that with you. That might be hard to say for some couples. That might be hard to say. But
Mm-hmm.
that would have been more healthy than writing this shit out and just closing your laptop, leaving it on the kitchen counter.
True story. True story. And see, what's interesting is what you describing right there about if that's the route that it would have went. What you're describing, that one show that I review, the Put a Ring on It show,
Hmm.
with the three couples that are deciding if they're gonna walk down the aisle or not, and they go on dates with other people to challenge their emotional maturity and trust and all that other kind of stuff.
Huh.
That is some of the stuff that they focus on. They have really uncomfortable conversations like what you're talking about. like, which
Yeah.
is why they go on the dates with the other people. So, yeah, I mean,
Mentally, I'm all for that. Like, I get sometimes it can hit someone's ego or pride or make them feel like they're not doing.
mm-hmm,
Personally, me, I'm always down with learning from mistakes or learning something that I don't know. So if I'm not doing a particular thing, go ahead and tell me, so we can fix this. Like, I don't mind difficult conversations if it's going to make our relationship better. Be that romantic or friendly. Like, we can have these conversations and find a way to move forward, in a healthy manner. So, yeah, send me that show you read. I might be interested.
oh, okay, okay. Wait, oh, you know what? Did you, did you check out The Affair yet?
No.
It's similar. It's, okay, so it's kind of like very dramatic, like, um, sex life. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of twists and turns and moving pieces.
Okay.
So I think you might like that one. Um, and then there's some familiar faces in it too. And the
Mm.
storylines go crazy. And it's a lot of sex. So yeah.
All right, big.
Yeah. That's The Affair. It was on Showtime, but I don't know. I'll look to see where else it's at. Hold on, I'll look for it.
What's
Eva.
up, Reed? RJ, are you
Hello.
considering that she wanted it all? She wants it all.
She did. That's what she said. I feel like at one point in time, there's a certain pocket during that show where she probably considered maybe I can have both. I felt like she did, especially the fact that Brad was, you know, sliding his way back into her life.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, okay, Brad probably wouldn't want to share her, so that would have been like, nah. So wait, I got a question. So because Brad, like I said, he's the victim, and he went through the most mentally. I think he went through the most mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Because how did you feel about? Yes, he read it, and then he fucked her after he first read it. But then he read it again, but she wasn't there for that one,
Uh-huh.
and he did what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was so fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Like
he
I
tortured
considered him like,
himself.
are you one of them type of husbands? Like, are you one of them? But he wasn't. So I started questioning like, what are you?
Human nature. He was curious. He wanted to see it. I don't. That's just like an ego thing, ain't it?
I don't know. I mean, no, but because he's messing with himself reading this shit, and you was just mad at your wife about it.
Yeah, but it's the. But yeah, but think about it. It's like the curiosity of why does this person have my wife's attention in this manner? Because like
Or wait,
like marriage wise, that means there's a part of my wife I don't have.
or what is it? And I think that's what drove him to do what he did. As far as I follow him, to reword it, it's like, why is my wife so enthralled by this man? I'm reading
Mm-hmm.
this. I'm reading these stories. The way she's writing them making me feel away.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm like, damn, if she's writing all these detailed stories about this man, what about this man has her dripping? What is it? Like, why are you so obsessed with him? And he's like, okay, bet, let me go find out. And well, we don't gotta talk about it no more. But yeah.
Okay. Okay. There's something else we didn't discuss either to
Mm,
add to. Um, we talked about Mahid, but what about the couple that lived in neighbor? They were the neighbors,
my God.
and
E Reed.
and the sex party.
E Reed. Hold on. Wait, wait a second. So when he had came home, when we first met her, and they both had came home after they had tried to fuck in them people's pool or whatnot,
Uh-huh.
and she looked at him. I was like, the way she looked, I was like, she want to fuck him. Before we
Mm-hmm.
even got the hint that they was freaky people, that they was having sex parties and shit, I was like, she want to fuck him. I knew it
Yep.
right then. And when that was introduced, I was like, I, I was like, oh, okay, okay. They trying to help. She trying to help, but you trying to help yourself too on the low. But you know how to word the shit so you can help yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
it was slick. I get they did it in a good way. I think it wasn't like you could have made it malicious, like you just trying to fuck my husband, but at the same time, it was like you knew how to word it where if it gets to this point, boom, it can happen. You can get what you want, but you're not saying, "Hey, I want to fuck your husband, so let's go to a sex." She didn't say it like that, so I was like, okay,
She was smooth with it.
she
She was
was
a smooth operator with that one. She slipped it right on in there, right on in her mouth.
yeah, literally,
Literally
literally, yeah, uh-huh.
in front of everybody.
In front of everybody. Man, first of all, I
Everybody.
was no sex party like that.
It was
I started doing some shit. Everybody stopped, would stop. They stopped fucking to watch me and some. I'm not doing like
I
you ever
thought
seen
wait.
Inception? Did you see Inception when you notice you in the dream and everybody look at you? No, absolutely not. That was so wrong.
Y'all don't understand. Okay, look, just in this moment, I just need y'all to picture something, okay? Okay, it's a sex party, okay? That's the theme, that's the environment, okay? So everybody, it's orgies everywhere. So, with that being said, you got people gathered all around, people are in, like, on the dance floor, okay?
Fuck. They, so it's like a
That's
dance
where they
floor.
fucking.
It's a big
It's
man,
like a dance floor, but
but it's like a
everybody's
dance floor,
fucking.
but ain't nobody really. Wait,
Ain't
what you call?
nobody really dancing. They
What?
so now you got the two couples, okay, that came there together. All right, you got the main couple and then they partners. They partners is the swingers. The wife of their neighbor, okay, wants to screw the main character husband. So
Mm-mm.
they get the other couple all relaxed or whatnot. You feel me? Because the husband only there because of his wife. Okay, because of Billy. Cooper only there because of Billy. Because Billy trying to get him to get in her thing or what, get in her vibe. All right, so look, all of a sudden, the wife of the best friend goes over to Cooper, and Cooper's all free spirited at this point. Because didn't they take like a E or something?
I don't think they took anything. Did they? They drank something.
Or they
They
drank
did Jello,
something?
they did Jello shots.
And so,
But see, they
and
were
so,
already. Remember, they had already. Cooper and Billy had started to kind of do it. They had started to like they had got undressed, but Billy got uncomfortable, and then that's when old girl appeared. It was like, "Are y'all good?" And then she tried to start something with Cooper.
yeah, so they was with each other, and then she went over there to start something with Cooper, and then she just went in and started rubbing all up on him, and then she started giving him head, and then when she started giving him head, everybody that was in their orgies and humping and fucking on each other and sucking on each other, everybody just stopped and then turned around and looked at them, and then gathered around them like it was a cipher.
And I'm talking about mid stroke. Like these people was doing their business, but then they looked, oh, these two people are doing something in the middle of the floor. Let me go over here.
Man, and he was just like, at first he was like a little self-conscious at one moment, and then he was like, screw it. He's like,
Because
go
he
ahead.
was looking at she was telling him, no, don't do it, don't do it. And
Don't
he
do it.
mad, he
Don't
thinking
do it.
what she done wrote. She thinking about how you feel about Brad and all this shit. He said, fuck it, do it.
Yep. So basically, in that moment, it was an opportunity for the husband to give, for Cooper to give Billy an eye for an eye. Like, I'm going to make you feel in this moment just as embarrassed as I feel with you writing that, even though ain't nobody read it. It's just the fact that I know about it. It's just the fact that I know.
I just want you to see.
Oh man, this show is wild, Joe. The show is wild. It's only 2 seasons. Each episode is about an hour. There is a total of 14 episodes.
Oh,
So
it's
yeah.
7 episodes. Oh yeah.
Mhm. So yeah, 'cause they only gave us 6 the second season.
Yeah.
So maybe Netflix is probably already gonna cancel it if they only got 6 episodes and they first season they got 8.
I'm gonna keep it
Because
real.
usually it goes 8
Like,
and then 10 if they get greenlit.
I feel like they shouldn't do enough. I think this is a job well done. I think you can close the
Mhm.
book. I do personally feel like that. Like I get spin off and like get bring another couple. You know, um,
Mhm.
but I personally just feel like, man, I think they did what they needed to do. A
Yeah,
quick
that
series
they brought everything full
of
circle for them.
yes,
Yeah, yeah. They brought it full circle for them. So they probably knew they was gonna get the axe off Netflix for it to come full
they
circle that way.
said
Not unless the original idea is anthology like, but yeah, the fact that it came full circle in 6 episodes. Huh.
and that's why I feel like
So I'm gonna look
the
this
wrong
up.
people rated this shit. If Netflix looks at the ratings and they're like, "Well, we gonna cancel you," I feel like they dead wrong. Cause I feel like a lot of men got had their feelings hurt watching that shit, and those were the ones that rated it. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah, I would love to. It would be that would be an interesting like review for stereo. I would
if
love
we
to
had got
see
a lot of
everybody.
people there watching and bring their
That would be
on,
an interesting conversation. All the different perspectives and biases and personal experiences. And oh my God, that would be a lit conversation.
I do.
But I
I can't
don't know, man.
certain things
It's
that
it.
Cooper, I can't see certain things that Cooper kind of did wrong or did wrong, but I do think he's still the victim. I still think he's the most hurt. I feel like that lady really hurt him and fucked him up. You know, so like it wouldn't necessarily be. I know probably a lot of people might be like Cooper ain't did nothing wrong at all, but I'm like, yeah, he did, but it wasn't to the point where he was the problem. He did
Okay, so
wrong with it.
Cooper, go ahead, my bad.
No, no, no. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, finish your thought.
No, all I'm saying was Cooper. Cooper had moments within moments during the story when shit started to hit the fan. I think he made some wrong decisions. But
Uh-huh.
overall, I think he went through the most.
What could he have, what something he could have did different though?
The one thing he could have did different is not try to fuck his way through this problem. And I'm not talking about after the fact. I'm talking about with Billy. Instead of
With
like
Billy, yeah.
sat down and read these things, you should have tried to at least get Billy to talk to you about this.
Right.
Like you
Instead of
should have
making
sat
up a story in your head.
and then like saying, "Let me just try to be what this man was to her." Like I get it,
Hmm.
yeah. She does need some more excitement. So you do need to try to, you know what I'm saying?
Step it
Let's
up.
try to fix exactly. So there's nothing wrong with that. But you're doing that while you're pissed off about this. And you really actually just need to talk to this man about it rather than well, you need to talk to Bill about this rather than, you know, stalk this dude and try to fuck Billy like this dude used to fuck Billy. Like, no, you do not need
That ain't
to do that.
happening.
It's the wrong choice here. Like,
Uh,
even after the first time he read it, he turned around and just fucked her. No, yeah, y'all, you should have grabbed her by her skinny neck and walked her in the living room and sat down and talked. We got to figure this out tonight, right here. That would have been the end of the series. Roll credits. We're gonna talk this shit out now. But but our child got school in the morning. We will be up till 10 a.m. trying to figure this. I think that was his fault. I think that was
you
his fault.
stupid.
Yeah.
So this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And then we can get back to it. But it's the fact that I was listening to you and then it just dawned on me that Billy has somebody named Brad and then somebody named Cooper.
Oh God, here we go. Wait, my friend pointed that out like Bradley Cooper. Huh? Huh? Oh wait, let me give you something else though. I was so invested in like, okay, a woman wrote this story, right? So I said, let me go look at who wrote it or who wrote the show. So the show is based off of a chapter story from another full book. That's what I had read. So somebody read a book and they read this particular chapter and they pulled that chapter and they made it into the show. So I went and looked at like the person who made it now. I don't think they look like Billy, but I think they just wrote the show. This is just my thought about it. Like what I'm just
You talking
speculating.
about Stacy?
I think she wrote the show about her. I think she related very much with the story to the point where
Yeah.
she wrote it for like maybe what she thinks about what goes on with her life. But then something told me go look at her husband because I was like, let me see. And if there was an old version of Cooper, he has similar features to Cooper. Because I was like, what if she make the husband in the show look like
He do.
he kind of looked like Cooper? And I was like, huh. I was like, huh. Are you trying to tell us something? But I was like,
I always say life imitate art, art imitate life.
exactly.
Look,
I
and
was like,
he did a lot of movies too.
oh yeah, he worked. Yeah.
Yeah, he got some work.
But I was just like, interesting. You know, and I'm not gonna get in their business. You know, like all right, because they still together. So it ain't full like the story. Like they still together, but they could be going through something on the low. But who knows? But
They still together.
it's still together. You know, so, hey,
Oh my goodness. Okay, our bad. Hold on, sorry, Eva.
Honestly, the main character is really the antagonist of the story when we get down to it.
see what I mean? And see see, I watched it with her. So we was watching it. She was saying that throughout at the end of season one. That's exactly what she was saying. Like, like she really is on the low the antagonist.
Oh,
Like they
Billy?
Billy.
Absolutely, she's the antagonist. Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. I agree with both of you. Absolutely, she's the antagonist
Like this lady is
because she literally destroyed everything.
she destroyed the marriage. I mean, her and her best friend is different. She didn't destroy a friendship.
No,
She
she
didn't
ain't
destroy a
destroyed
friend,
that.
but yeah, she destroyed the marriage. Um, to be real, can you blame? I mean, because we didn't talk about how Brad got with that model lady, but I
She
don't really.
popped up out of nowhere though.
She did, and I think
She
Brad.
just popped up out of nowhere. It was like we left one episode, next episode she popped up and now she pregnant. Like like bitch, where you come from?
Because they was doing time skips. They did some smooth time skips, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it wasn't all dramatic like on House of Dragons. They did it smooth. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, like next episode, 8 months later. Like no, like to be honest, the last episode of season one, they kind of did it in halfway through the episode. Like they had the up to date story, and then halfway through, they was like they randomly just said, "Oh, so you and Bradley have been good for the last 4 months." I'm like 4 months. Oh, okay, all right.
Oh snap!
I, but
This
I don't
show
blame
was good.
Brad and the other woman for like breaking up, but I think it was more Brad just being so still hung up on Billy, where he couldn't really put all his focus on her like that. I mean, he tried. Like both of them actually really did try not to go back to the other person. They did.
Yeah, yeah.
But at some point in time, and I said this to my friend. I said,
They got this under a
so
comedy.
they got back together after two failed marriages by three children between each other. They finally got back together. Such a good love story. Failed marriage, a boyfriend, couple kids, you failed marriage, one child, you know, fucking her best friend. Oh, now we're still married and shit. All right. Okay.
Oh my God. Like when you put it like that and there's fill in the gaps with sex, it just
And
that's the
it was
whole
sex,
it's the whole
multiple sex with
show.
other people. Like I ain't even gotta talk about that. Like that is there. Like man, like y'all went through all and it was
I bruh.
some of this shit was unnecessary for y'all to go through, but you did.
It's an emotionally challenging movie for the characters. Like I mean show for the characters. It just really is. And it shows what humans really be going through.
Yeah.
It may seem,
Like
and what's
the real
crazy is, it's like it really may seem like because that's not like what you would typically see every day. Of course, to be open minded to understand that there's people out here who live your life different than you, right?
mm,
So somebody went through that for real. You know what I mean? In order for it to be
ooh.
developed into a story that way, you know what I'm saying? Like, even
Sa-
if it's just bits and pieces of something else.
Sasha and her man in season two.
Oh, Sasha and her too.
The dude that
Hold on,
that,
let me go back to get his name.
what was I can't remember his name neither.
That was Cam, wasn't it?
Cam. That's his name.
Cam, yeah.
I love
Cause
that.
Cam, I liked Cam. I liked Cam.
Oh God. Of course she did. Again, more backside. That tell you.
Don't hate,
I
just
ain't
saying. Well,
I,
you know what, you not hating, but I'm just saying, like y'all get goodies all the time on screen, all
you
the
know,
time.
and that's why it's not hating because I could watch a lot of shows and see a lot of ass, like a lot of
Y'all
juice
get TNA all the
all the time.
time,
So
all
I
the
kind
time.
of was like, okay, the ladies kind of got some shit here.
Yeah,
I'm all,
yeah.
but every two episodes, I'm like, so at least a couple times throughout this series, I just block the screen. I'm like, all right, okay, I can get through this.
I'm just saying, man. Let's just say everybody looked good. Okay?
Everybody
That's
look,
it. Everybody looked good.
but
Man, woman,
I
doesn't matter. They looked
for
gorgeous.
Sasha at the end. I felt where she was coming from when she was in college and she made her choice. Their
Hmm.
dynamic was very interesting as far as like who's gonna give up what for someone else to do what they need to do with their life. And I kind of like how in college, like it made sense in college because she wanted to go to school, she wanted to do her thing, get what she needed to get, and he needed to do what he needed to do, travel the world, get his degrees, blah blah blah. So it might have been too early for them to get married because that was a huge commitment because they got to build their careers. But once they got older, and now you asking for more compromise, or hey, I need you not to do this so I can do this. Like I don't know. I wasn't even real frustrated with them. I kind of just,
Hmm.
I was like, let me just see where this goes. I didn't get frustrated or upset because I understood.
I don't we're talking
And
about Cam and Sasha. Uh I don't here's the cool part. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't really remember Cam that heavy other than
go
the
ahead.
natural, you
Yeah.
know.
Uh huh.
Just yeah. I don't know. I'm so serious right now. My brain is like I remember the visuals. I remember that. I remember being,
Oh
you
wow.
know.
But I still
Um
remember the story. I mean, because I was happy for Tasha to get a man. I was so happy for her to have a man come round. I was like, yo, like I'm invested. I got really invested with her side story. I got invested with everybody's story. I really did. Like, so it's like just I don't know. I'm happy she ended up with him. I was like, girl, if you don't take this man, and then I'm
yeah,
looking at him
cause
like,
if I cause wasn't he like this that guy like just the perfect
no,
thing?
that man was. What does he do? What is he? I think he was some type. He was a. I think he was like doctor something. He was some type of, not necessarily like uh, me- well,
Oh, see now I gotta look it up because this is
yeah,
gonna drive me nuts.
something like that. He was like building places in different countries to help people. He was like a
Oh, that's
humanitarian
right.
like that
Now I
nonprofit
remember.
to help folks.
Okay, you know what? Now I remember because you know what I related it to when I seen it and
Hmm.
the way that it went down. It reminded me of Waiting to Exhale with Whitney Houston's character. That part.
Okay, okay. So
Okay, now I get it. Now I remember. Okay, it's coming all back to me now. I
like he
remember now. Yeah.
walked up, he was the shit. Like he had a lot going on for him, and
And
the
she
fact
and
that
he didn't want her to sell herself out, and she was still willing to sell herself out. And I remember all of that now. Okay, yeah, because 'cause she got embarrassed on the carpet because of her image or whatever, and then she wanted to kind of like throw him under the bus and keep him in the closet. And he was like, "You ain't gonna keep me in the closet." Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, because
yeah,
I was perturbed with her about that. I was like, "You raggedy bitch! Like,
he
do you know what you got in your head right now? Do you know what is with you right now? And you are willing to sell
split his heart
yourself."
because it's her career. Like her book is finna take the fuck off,
Yeah, but
and
here's
she
the
got all
thing though.
trash.
But here's the thing with your audience though. Like your fans, like your real fans will flow with you with wait, whichever way you flow, your fans will flow with you. So if you pivot from going from being super independent, I don't need no man, da da da, to you know what, that was my mindset then. This man has changed my mind now. He has shown me what I never thought I could ever
Say
experience. And
you
now
say
I'm
real
changing my
fans,
tune. Huh?
you saying real fans though, because I feel like most of her people that bought her book, I get where the publisher was coming from because it's like once you do that, you might lose your audience a little bit, or most of your audience, because most of your audience is like, I don't need a man, I'm independent, self-made, blah blah blah. But then you pop up with a whole nigga. It's like,
Yeah. And he tried to be quite, shut you up playfully, but it got taken the wrong way. Like,
oh
I get
my
it. I get it, but I don't know. Maybe I just think different because the way I would look at it is now I'm going to gain a whole different audience. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
like no, there's
So,
because
might go from an audience from one income to two. You know, just
exactly.
saying.
'Cause still a market out there for women who, want to be in love and be with someone, and they crave being with someone. So your audience would have changed. So if anything, you would have just you and your publisher would have just had to been down with like, well, we're doing the audience change, and we're gonna have to try this,
Hmm.
you know. But hers was interesting. Her little, well, no, I won't even call it no little story. Like it was a big story. Um,
Oh, Sasha.
I think it was a big story. I
I
think
mean, it was a medium. I would call it a medium
it is
story.
because it was outside
Medium,
of, because now you
because it
got
was
Bradley having his
consistent.
story with his hoes and Francesca, and
Because
you
she
got
wasn't,
Billy.
her storyline wasn't consistent until season 2, which I'm
No, no, she
glad they
was just there
did.
in season one. She was just there.
Yeah, she
Season
was
two,
just there in season 1.
she got some. She really got the flex in season two a little more.
Yeah, she did. Oh, and you know what I loved though? I loved how they allowed her to be creative with all of her hairstyles. I
Yeah,
really loved that representation. And her wardrobe was, oh
wardrobe.
my God.
Her
Her
wardrobe.
wardrobe was beautiful. Oh my God. Like, damn. I was like, oh my
But
God.
nah, for real. Like she,
She was wearing them clothes. Them clothes was not wearing her. Just saying.
nah, the wardrobe wasn't bad for the show. There was some shit Billy was wearing where I was like, bro, but most of the time it was like, all right, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
bitch.
Billy was kind of like, kind of like plain Jane-ish a little bit.
Not, well,
Like,
not
like
really, but
casual, cute, chic.
really, but not really. I feel like Billy had her outfits where she kind of stepped out, and did her
Oh,
thing.
nightlife, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like even when she's chilling, she wasn't like for like basically plain Jane. She was like I'm plain Jane, and because this ain't that type of event, type of out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not finna come into class with my titties out and teach the class, but I'm not finna look like a librarian either.
Right.
She always found a good
That
pocket.
part.
Yeah,
But it was, I like this show. Now hopefully, after listening to this conversation, if you got this far in the playback, uh, shout out to you. And hopefully you guys watch it. If you've been here listening to us talk about it, hopefully you'll watch it. And
it's worth the wait.
uh, you know, if somebody watches it, and would you be down to talk about it again?
I be with it. I be with
Okay.
talking
All
about
right.
it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happened. We'll
Now,
see what happened.
how do you rate the show for you?
Um, Scale from 1 to 10, I would give the show. I give the show a 9,
Same.
considering it's 2 seasons, 14 episodes, and they were able to give us a full, detailed, interesting, creative, great dialogue story in
Mm-hmm.
14 episodes
Mm-hmm.
and bring it full circle. So, yeah,
Everything
yeah,
you
yeah,
said.
yeah.
Everything you said.
I mean, we could easily make it 10, but this might be a shower and not a grower.
Yeah. Cooper, you didn't have to
I've
go.
been waiting to use that one. I've been waiting to use that one. I didn't
I,
have a moment yet to use it.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I had to get one in there somewhere. I had to.
Yeah, okay. All right. You had to get it somewhere.
Yeah.
Got in where uh,
Oh my God. Whew, this was fun.
no,
Thank you,
glad
RJ.
it
I
was-
appreciate you.
thank you
This
for
is a great suggestion.
I like these types of shows. I really do. Uh I don't watch a lot of male gazy shows, so it's nice to see something that's um out of the norm. Um,
Yeah.
what I usually see. So this is definitely yeah, I give it a 9 too. It was damn near perfect. I really fucked with it.
Yeah, okay. Cause you know what? I was wondering, cause you said 9 earlier when we started the show, and I was wondering if by the time we got to the end of the convo, if you were gonna bump that up to a 10.
It,
That's
it
what I was curious if you
it's
were,
a
cause
nine where
we dissected a lot.
it's a 9 where I'm not complaining about something where it could have been a 10. Like I'm not
Yeah, right?
yeah, like I'm fine with it just
Like
being a 9
comfortable.
and I don't need to critique a lot about it. Or maybe somebody could point out some critiques, but I personally don't see much critique to try to make it a 9. So it's like, or make it a 10. So it's definitely a 9 for me with no issues.
Yeah, cause after dissecting it the way that we did, I don't see a different angle in how they could have written it to be either more dramatic, less dramatic, um,
It did,
more or less
it was
character
cor-
development.
it was nothing corny where I'm like, really,
Yeah,
it wasn't a lot of
yeah.
fancy neither. It was raw. What you get is what you get. Oh, that reminds me. Well, I don't know if you've seen it. Why Women
What?
Kill season 1.
Wait, what's it called?
Why Women Kill.
You know what? It's on Peacock, right?
No, no, no. It's on Paramount.
Paramount. Okay, hold on, cause I think I have that on my list. Ain't that the poster with all the flowers and stuff on it or something?
Yeah. Who in that show? Lucy Liu in the show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Cause I remember, I think that used to come on CBS at one point.
Now that's
Yeah,
another.
yeah, yeah.
I'm a heavily recommend. I'll
Is
probably
that
get.
a comedy show? Is that like
It's
drama,
funny.
like dramedy?
It's yeah. Oh yes, it's a dramedy.
Okay, okay. Cause that's what it looked like. It was given, what's that show that used to come on ABC? Housewives or whatever. Um,
Um, Desperate Housewives.
Desperate Housewives. Yeah, that show.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was giving Desperate Housewife vibes. So, and I didn't watch Desperate Housewives, just other from what I've seen in commercials and clips and stuff like that. But that wasn't like a show on my radar. I heard it had good reviews though. But yeah, when I saw the
Season,
preview for that, it was giving that.
and I tried to get through season 2. It's like it's so well. Let me hush. I will say, yeah, season 1 is just to me a masterpiece. I think that might be a 10 for me, but I think you should definitely check that out too. These types of shows, Sex Life, Why Women Kill, other little shows and see, it's like these are up my alley for
Mm-hmm.
gets me invested. So that's another one I will probably yell at you about, like E-Reed, please. Please watch.
All right, so look, I watched Desperate Housewives. Shoot, not that. What is it called? Why Women Kill.
Why Women
All
Kill.
right. I will watch Why Women Kill if you watch The Affair.
The Affair, what's The Affair on?
Showtime.
Showtime. Okay, I got Showtime. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
The Affair is the season? No, I'm saying it's a series.
It's a series. The series is over. So it's a complete series.
Oh,
Um, but I want you to watch season 1 and then tell me if you want to watch season 2. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you how many episodes in season 1. Hold
oh.
on, cause it may not even take that long, really. Episode guide. Okay, season 1 has 9. Oh wait, hold on. 10 episodes. Um, the series came out in 2014.
I knew it.
And the premise is the affair explores the emotional and psychological effects of two affairs. Young diner waitress Allison and her husband, Rachel Rancher Cole, are struggling personally and financially in the wake of tragedy. Noah, a settled teacher and would-be novelist, is summering at his in-laws at the Hamptons estate with his wife Helen and 4 kids. When Noah meets Allison, they begin an affair. For her, he's a welcome escape. For him, she's a pretty distraction. But the tryst eventually ends two marriages, one that was already a bit shaky, the other that was on solid ground. And the fun part is you get to figure out which one was the shaky one and which one is the solid ground.
Oh wow.
And you talk about the twists and the turns and the it's the dialogue is um it's uh it's not basic dialogue, not to sound like
Yeah, yeah.
in a wrong rude way, but it's not like dun 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 dun, like you have to really follow along, you know what I'm saying, to comprehend what is going on in the conversation.
Oh,
Because and you don't have to necessarily sit and watch it neither. For the most part, you could have it as background noise. So once you get to know the characters and stuff like that, unless you're just into something where you just want to sit down and actually like just watch it. But it is one of those that could be background noise because of most of the dialogue. And then the interactions with the kids and everything. Like there's so many moving pieces and parts, but it's intriguing to see all the emotions kind of like flurry all over the place, similar to Sex Life.
ooh. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I think you'll like the affair.
Okay, bet. It's
For
your
sure.
I'm with it.
All right. So y'all we finna get up out of here. This was Binge and Rewind Sex Life Breakdown with Hennessey Papi, aka Nas RJ, and myself, E Reed, aka Melanin Seduction. Make sure you download the stereo app on Android or iPhone. Decorate your avatar as you see fit and follow me, E Reed, aka Melanin Seduction, the one with the purple hair. And in that way, you can also participate in real time in the conversations. And if you have a suggestion like Hennessy did, and I'll watch it, then we can talk about it like me and Hennessy did.
That's right.
So you can do that. So, thank you. I appreciate this. This is a great suggestion. I do. Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome. I'm glad you watched it.
I trust your judgment from here on out. Well, I've always trusted your judgment, but like this one right here, because this never would have been on my priority list. So I'm
Yeah.
glad it was.
She
It's
tried to
interesting.
judge me. I'm so happy.
Just saying. I like cerebral TV shows and movies. You know what I'm saying? Make you think, make you realize people are
Hey,
like
let me take something
really, really
to bring
human. Huh?
let me take something and bring it to real life from this show. Like, let me take a quote or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do that. Do you do that? I
I
do that.
It's some shit I wrote down from Why Women Kill that I got on my list of things that I want to remember. They said some shit in that show I wanted to remember. So
Man, I wrote something down from Kill Box Soon. Hold on. Look, this hold on, where let me pull it up real quick. I sure did. Hopefully I get the right note. Okay, here we go. Um the world is full of irony. We make wars for peace. We want truth, but we believe lies. And killers gather, they make the rules. I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
okay,
Because it's true.
okay, that
Because
is.
killing is about power. Whoever got the power make the rule. Just saying. So make sure y'all watch Kill Box Soon. That's a good movie too. That's a martial arts movie. Well, it's a martial arts movie. So yeah.
That show prototype had mentioned the other day.
Uh-huh. That movie is good. She said she wanted to talk about it. So
It's on
if you, it's
next.
on Netflix. So if
Okay,
you watch it, me, you, and her can talk about it.
okay, bet.
Yeah, it's not long. I think it's like just under 2 hours. I think. I
That's
think
fine.
it's just under 2 hours.
I can sit there for that. Yeah, I can do it.
Mm-hmm. Like it's it from the beginning, from the opening scene is play action. It's go.
That's all I need.
Mm-hmm. That part. Oh, you know they coming out with a new It Man.
I knew what?
It Man.
I did not. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't even know there was an It Man 3. I ain't gonna hold you. So the
It's like
fact they got a 4 coming out, I'm like, okay.
a couple was. I'm surprised they got like a bunch of fucking movies to them. Where I'm like, no, I thought y'all stopped at. I thought y'all stopped at 2 or 3. Now you telling me 6?
Yeah.
Like, all right.
That's like I still gotta watch that one with that you and Madam Slay was telling me about it with the Fast and the Furious and all of that in the space.
Oh, last
Listen, I
one.
stopped watching Fast and the Furious years ago.
I think it's what was the last Fast and Furious movie you remember? Did you see Fast Five?
The last one I remember is when Paul died and then they brought in his brother. That was the last one I saw.
Where they
That was
did
it.
where they did the end of the movie when them cars are driving apart.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep, that was the last one.
Damn, I don't remember what Fast that was, but
Me neither.
probably 3 movies ago. It might have been 3 movies ago, because
3.
it might have
God.
been 3 movies ago. Like for real, for real. Because
Oh,
it's
yes. See, I'm really like,
fast.
because when
They,
y'all started talking about space, I was like, what?
they did. They went to okay, and we want to be technical. They probably went to the edge of the atmosphere of Earth. Like they went off Earth. They went over the clouds and not deep space, but they was damn near in space.
That's crazy.
I don't even remember the reason why. Honestly, I didn't even finish watching that movie. I just said fuck it. I probably got like 30, 40 minutes left in that movie still sitting on this streaming service. And I'm just like,
That's crazy. Whew-wee. Okay, so we got stuff to watch. We got homework. Y'all got homework. Um, so Thursday, wait, if there's a game on Thursday, then we'll probably watch Scandal on Friday or something. I don't know.
it might be one.
Yeah, it might be. I'm sure it's gonna be a game on Thursday, but we'll play it by ear. Um, I'm about to go watch Ratchet TV with Bunny J.
Hey,
So,
that means Orlando Brown.
yeah,
I'm
Orlando. Look, you can't say Orlando without saying it like that. You gotta say it like that.
okay, bet.
Yeah, you gotta be like,
This is Vibe.